Sonnet 65, one of Shakespeare's famous sonnets, explores the theme of time's power to erode and destroy even the most enduring things in the world. The poet begins by asserting that neither brass representing durable metals, nor stone representing solid structures, nor earth, nor the vast sea can escape the sway of time's destructive force. The opening line, "Since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea," sets the tone for the rest of the sonnet. The second quatrain continues to emphasize the destructive nature of time. The poet describes how both kings and princes, despite their elevated status and power, are eventually subjected to the same fate as commoners. The marble monuments erected to honor these powerful individuals will eventually succumb to time's wear and tear, erasing their memory and accomplishments. In the third quatrain, the poet shifts the focus to the power of art and verse to defy time's ravages. He suggests that his own poetry will preserve the beauty and virtue of the beloved, ensuring that their qualities are remembered and celebrated for generations to come. This assertion is a reflection of the poet's confidence in the enduring nature of artistic creations compared to physical structures or materials. The final couplet brings the sonnet to a poignant conclusion. The poet acknowledges that time will eventually overcome even the most powerful things, including his own verse. However, he believes that the love he expresses in his poetry is so strong that it will live on beyond the reach of time. The closing lines, "An art made tongue-tied by authority, and folly doctor-like, controlling skill," suggest that even though external influences may silence art and wisdom, his love will remain immortal. In summary, Sonnet 65 is a contemplation on the transient nature of material things and the eternal nature of love and art. The poet contrasts the inevitable decay of physical elements with the enduring power of his words to capture and preserve the essence of the beloved for all time. Since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea. The poet begins by listing various strong and enduring elements of the natural world, including metal, brass, stone, earth, and the vast sea. He's setting up the idea that even these seemingly invincible things are not immune to the effects of time. But sad mortality o'ersways their power. The word, mortality, refers to the condition of being mortal or subject to death. The poet suggests that the somber force of mortality or the inevitability of death eventually overpowers the strength and durability of these elements. In other words, nothing can escape the impact of time. How with this rage shall beauty hold a plea? The poet wonders how beauty can resist the destructive force of time. Rage, here refers to the relentless passage of time that wears down everything, including beauty. Whose action is no stronger than a flower? The poet questions how beauty can defend itself against time when its power is as weak as that of a fragile flower. He's highlighting the vulnerability of beauty in the face of inevitable decay. Oh, how shall summer's honey breath hold out? The poet continues by asking how the sweet and fragrant breath of summer can endure over time. Honey breath refers to the pleasant scent of summer. He's using this imagery to illustrate the fleeting nature of pleasant experiences against the wrathful siege of battering days. The poet compares the passing days to a destructive siege, as if time is attacking relentlessly. Battering refers to the battering or attacking nature of time's passage. When rocks impregnable are not so stout. The poet observes that even seemingly unbreakable rocks lose their strength and resilience against the effects of time. Impregnable means unable to be penetrated or conquered. Nor gates of steel so strong but time decays. The poet points out that gates made of strong steel are not exempt from the decay caused by time. Even the toughest materials weaken and deteriorate with time. Oh, fearful meditation, where, alack! The poet expresses a sense of dread or fear at the thought he's contemplating. Alack is an expression of sorrow or regret. Shall time's best jewel from time's chest lie hid? The poet questions whether the most precious thing, often interpreted as love or beauty, can remain hidden or protected from the effects of time. Time's best jewel refers to what's most valuable and cherished in life. Or what strong hand can hold his swift foot back? The poet asks if there's any force that can stop time's swift progression. He wonders if anything can slow down or halt time's advance. Or who his spoil of beauty can forbid. The poet questions if anyone can prevent time from taking away the beauty and splendor of things. Spoil here means the act of ruining or robbing. Oh, none, unless this miracle have might. The poet asserts that no one has the power to halt time's destructive march except for one miraculous force. That in black ink my love may still shine bright. The poet reveals his answer, his own ability to write about love using black ink. He believes that through his poetry, his love can continue to shine brightly even in the face of time's darkness and decay. Black ink symbolizes the permanence of his words. Theme: the power of time and immortality through art. Structure and form. Sonnet 65 follows the traditional Shakespearean sonnet form, consisting of 3 quatrains, 4-line sections followed by a final rhymed couplet 2-line section. The rhyme scheme is ABABCDCDEFEFGG. This structure serves to build the poet's argument systematically and then conclude with a strong assertion. Lines 1 to 8. Vulnerability of material elements. In these lines, the poet introduces the central theme, the unrelenting power of time to erode all things, even the strongest and most enduring elements of the natural world. By listing brass, stone, earth, and the sea, the poet emphasizes the breadth of this power. The metaphor of sad mortality personifies death as a force that ultimately prevails over these elements, highlighting the inevitability of decay. Lines 9 to 12. Meditating on time's impact. The poet expresses a sense of fear and sorrow about the effect of time on beauty and valuable things. The question of whether anything can withstand time's impact becomes a central concern. Lines 13 to 14. The role of art and poetry. The turn, or volta, occurs in the final couplet, where the poet provides a solution to the dilemma presented in the previous lines. He suggests that the only way to defy time's power is through art, specifically his black ink. The poet believes that his love can shine brightly through his written words, creating a form of immortality for the subject of the poem. Imagery and metaphors. Brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea, these images symbolize enduring and unyielding elements of the natural world, showcasing the breadth of time's reach. Whose action is no stronger than a flower? The comparison of the power of beauty to that of a fragile flower emphasizes how easily beauty can succumb to time's effects. When rocks impregnable are not so stout, the imagery of impregnable rocks losing their strength underscores the notion that nothing, no matter how solid, can remain untouched by time. O fearful meditation, where, alack, the poet's expression of fear and sorrow at contemplating the impact of time conveys the seriousness of the theme. Time's best jewel from time's chest lie hid. The metaphor of time's best jewel suggests something highly valuable, while time's chest represents time's grasp or control over all things. That in black ink my love may still shine bright. The use of black ink as a symbol of writing and preservation contrasts with the imagery of darkness associated with time, highlighting the power of art to immortalize love. Overall message. Sonnet 65 explores the transient nature of physical existence and the resilience of artistic creation. The poet grapples with the idea that everything, even the most powerful and enduring elements, will eventually succumb to time's influence. However, he finds solace in the belief that through his poetry, he can preserve the essence of his subject's beauty and virtue, defying time's destructive force. Universal relevance. The themes of time's passage and the quest for immortality are timeless and relatable. The sonnet speaks to the human desire to leave a lasting legacy and the power of art to transcend the limitations of mortality. Overall, Sonnet 65 is a poignant reflection on the transience of life and the potential for art to provide a form of eternal existence. Time and decay. The dominant theme of the sonnet is the relentless passage of time and its power to erode and decay all things, regardless of their strength or endurance. The poet uses various images, such as brass, stone, and the sea, to demonstrate that even the most formidable elements of the natural world are subject to the effects of time. Mortality and impermanence. Linked to the theme of time, the concept of mortality and impermanence is explored. The poem contemplates the ephemeral nature of human existence and the fleeting quality of beauty, power, and material things. This theme highlights the universal human experience of grappling with the inevitability of death and change. Art and immortality. The poem presents the idea that art, particularly poetry, can offer a form of immortality by preserving the beauty and virtues of the subject. The poet believes that his verses, written in black ink, can outlast the ravages of time and keep the subject's memory alive. This theme celebrates the enduring power of artistic creation to transcend the limitations of the physical world. Love's endurance. The theme of love's endurance in the face of time's challenges is also present. The poet's assertion that his love can shine bright, even amid time's darkness, suggests a belief in the timeless nature of deep emotional connections. This theme reflects the human yearning for connections that remain steadfast despite external circumstances. Nature's forces. the poem employs images from the natural world, such as rocks and the sea, to symbolize nature's forces. These images emphasize the idea that nature, for all its strength, is subject to the same laws of time and change as human creations. Human accomplishments. The sonnet touches on the fleeting nature of human achievements, particularly those of kings and princes. The monuments and structures erected to honor them will eventually crumble, illustrating the fleeting impact of human accomplishments in the grand scheme of time. Fear of oblivion. The poet's expressions of fear and sorrow throughout the sonnet underscore a fear of being forgotten, of one's actions and virtues being lost to the passage of time. This fear resonates with the universal human desire for a lasting legacy. Contrasts and paradoxes. The sonnet employs contrasts between the strength of materials and the weakness of beauty, between the inevitability of time and the potential for artistic preservation. These contrasts create a tension that deepens the exploration of the themes. Shakespeare's Sonnet 65 addresses these themes through vivid imagery, contrasts, and a reflective tone, making it a thought-provoking exploration of the human condition and the enduring power of art. To convey the idea of strength yielding to time. The metaphor of black ink symbolizes the permanence of writing and its potential to counteract the darkness of oblivion. These vivid images create a visual and emotional depth that draws readers into the poem's contemplation of mortality and immortality. Structure and form. The sonnet adheres to the Shakespearean sonnet structure of 3 quatrains followed by a rhymed couplet. This structure allows the poet to develop a logical progression of thought. The initial quatrains establish the theme and present the problem of time's destructive force, while the final couplet offers a solution or resolution. This turn in thought, or volta, is a hallmark of Shakespearean sonnets and enhances the impact of the concluding message. Tone and emotion. The tone of the poem is somber and contemplative, reflecting the poet's meditation on profound themes. This tone is established from the outset with the use of words like, sad mortality, and, oh fearful meditation. The emotional depth evoked through the poet's words resonates with readers, prompting them to reflect on their own mortality and the legacies they wish to leave behind. Universal relevance. Sonnet 65 inches possesses a timeless quality that transcends its Elizabethan context. Its themes of mortality, the passage of time, and the longing for immortality are universal and relatable across cultures and generations. The poet's exploration of the tension between impermanence and lasting impact resonates with anyone who contemplates their place in the world. Influence and legacy. Shakespeare's exploration of the interplay between time, mortality, and art in Sonnet 65 inches continues to inspire writers, thinkers, and artists across the centuries. Its themes of impermanence and the power of artistic expression are relevant in various cultural and historical contexts, making it a classic work that continues to captivate and engage audiences. In conclusion, Sonnet 65 inches is a profound meditation on the transient nature of existence, the indomitable force of time, and the potential for art to transcend the limitations of mortality. Its carefully crafted imagery, structural elements, and emotional depth contribute to its enduring impact and its status as a timeless exploration of the human condition. Sonnet 65 inches is a prime example of a Shakespearean sonnet, a poetic form that Shakespeare popularized and perfected during the Renaissance. This form consists of 14 lines written in iambic pentameter, with a specific rhyme scheme and a thematic structure. Let's delve into how Sonnet 65 inches exemplifies the characteristics of a Shakespearean sonnet. 1. Iambic pentameter. Each line of the sonnet is written in iambic pentameter, a metrical pattern consisting of 10 syllables per line. In this pattern, each line contains 5 pairs of unstressed and stressed syllables. This rhythm gives the sonnet a natural flow and mirrors the rhythm of spoken English. 2. Rhyme scheme. Sonnet 65 inches follows the rhyme scheme of ABABCDCDEFEFGG. This scheme divides the poem into 3 quatrains, 4-line sections followed by a rhymed couplet, 2-line section. The rhyme scheme serves to compartmentalize the poem's thematic progression and contributes to its sense of closure at the end. 3. Quatrains and the volta. The 3 quatrains each present a distinct idea or observation related to the central theme of time's power and its effects on various aspects of the world. The first quatrain introduces the theme, the second develops it by discussing human achievements, and the third shifts the focus to the power of art. The volta, or turn, occurs in the final couplet, where the poet shifts from the bleak assessment of time's dominance to the assertion that love can triumph through art. 4. Couplet and epiphany. The final couplet serves as a culmination of the poet's argument, providing a resolution or insight. In Sonnet 65, the couplet delivers the poem's central message, that despite time's ravages, love can shine bright through art. This turn creates a satisfying conclusion and often leaves readers with an epiphany or realization. 5. Themes and complex ideas. Shakespearean sonnets are known for their ability to encapsulate complex ideas and emotions in a concise format. Sonnet 65 inches is no exception, as it delves into themes of mortality, decay, immortality through art, and the interplay between the natural world and human creations. 6. Sonnet tradition and innovation. While Sonnet 65 inches adheres to the traditional structure of a Shakespearean sonnet, it also showcases Shakespeare's ability to innovate within this form. The way he explores the theme of time's power and the preservation of love through art demonstrates his mastery of both structure and content. 7. Emotional resonance. Shakespeare's sonnets are renowned for their emotional depth and their ability to elicit powerful feelings from readers. Sonnet 65 inches is no different, using imagery, metaphors, and language to convey the weight of mortality and the hope inherent in art's ability to defy time. In essence, Sonnet 65 inches is a shining example of Shakespeare's ability to craft complex and timeless ideas within the structured framework of a sonnet. Its exploration of universal themes, coupled with its emotional resonance, ensures its continued relevance and impact on readers across generations.